Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and I am back and better with another look for you guys. Today's look is going to be a date night look that you guys can use going into Valentine's Day. I wanted to kind of steer away from some of those reds and pinks and give you something new and fresh that you can use on a daily basis. I'm going to just start off by first brushing my brows into place. Of course, as always, getting them right and getting them tight. Yes, brush them brows, tie. Make sure you always follow the same motions up and out. Then I'm going to be going in using Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Chocolate, as always, to fill in those brows. And you're going to be following the same motion that I used in my first video. I'm going to begin at the bottom, filling in the tail. This must have been my song or something. And you definitely want to just make sure that you're taking your time with this. Don't let this be something that you rush, because it's very easy to just trace outside the lines or to make a mess up. Although you can still clean it up a lot with using concealer, you can avoid a lot of time just by literally taking your time. So at this point, I'm just moving forward in my brows, filling them in using smaller strokes. I do fill my brows in pretty fast, but all my strokes are pretty small. I'm doing the top and the bottom and just working my way through the brows. When you get towards the front, you can actually just be a little bit more lighter on the brush and try to fill them in using even smaller motions. Then I'm going to be using a spoolie that I used earlier and just kind of drag that product up and forward just to give it a little bit more of a faded look and a little bit more of a realistic view for your brows, and brush that product all the way through. Yes, this was definitely my song. I don't know what song it was, but clearly this was my song. Then I'm going to be using a small flat brush and LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee just to clean up those brows. This is also something that you want to use a little product at a time. I do use a shade that is a little bit lighter than my skin complexion because I like to add a little bit more of a haloed look towards my brows. So I'm just using that flat brush to drag the concealer following the edge of my brows, and I'm going to be using the same brush to clean them up and blend them in. And keep in mind, everybody does their eyebrows a lot differently. Everybody has different shaped eyebrows. Everybody may use different shades of LA Girl Pro Concealer or different shades of dip brows. So just try out different things to see what best fits you and what you like your brows to look like. This is just something that I like to do and how I like to do my brows when doing other people's makeup. I do try to use different colors of pencils or pomades or eyebrow gels that may best suit for the client. You don't necessarily have to use this specific shade. Now, after my brows are done, I'm just going to be going in with BH Cosmetics Smooth Canvas on the lids of my eyes. And what this is going to do is set a base for my eyeshadows. With the Smooth Canvas, it's a very neutral tan shade, so that when I put the eyeshadows on, you're going to pick up every single color and see how very much pigmented it is. So this is what it looks like when you're done. You can use a beauty blender as you previously saw, or you can use any brush in order to make sure that it's completely blended. Make sure there's no big chunks of it all over your eyes. Make sure it's very even in a smooth layer. And I did use the flat brush. And now we're going to go in with the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to be going in with two different shades. To start off with the transition shade, I'm going to be using this tannish, brownish shade, and what you'll see in a second, and that shade is so pretty. These eyeshadows are so pigmented. That's the shade Roxanne, and next to it is the shade Jazz, and I'm going to be using both of those as my transition shades on my lid. So with eyeshadows, you want to start using little at a time. So as you can see, I'm picking up a little bit of color in each stroke, and I'm just blending that out all over my lid. And you want to do this with every single eyeshadow. Use a little bit at a time. And you're going to just keep using a little bit at a time and blending that out all over your lid. And you're going to do the same for the other eye. Now that you're done, you're going to go in with that shade Roxanne, and a little bit underneath where you use the last shade, you're going to be putting Roxanne in. It's a little bit of a darker shade. Now you're going to go in with this very, very, very gorgeous blue. It's so pigmented. I love it so much. And this is going to be the base for our smoky eye. It's so pretty. And that is the shade Jada. I'm sorry, that's actually the shade Twerk. It's so cute. And then with the BH Cosmetics palette, they don't actually have color names, so I'm just going to be calling that like a deep blue. It's so cute though. And I'm going to be using both of those shades all over my eyelids, blending it out little by little and adding more product. Now with the smaller e.l.f. brush, I'm going to be going in the corners of my eyes at the bottom, and I'm going to be putting in some black. With this, please be very careful. This is in particular where you want to use as little product as possible and let that build up. And that's how you get to achieve your smoky eye. Small amounts at a time. If you put too much, you have to completely start over. And it's very hard to blend out black once you've put too much. So take your time with this. Again, this is going to be the longest part because your eyeshadows blending is key, key, key. Oh, look, it's me. I've already gone ahead and applied my eyelashes and also a little bit of eyeliner at the top of my eye, and now we're going to focus on this face. Going to be going in with some orange color corrector because I do have the worst dark circles on the face of the planet. And I feel like I fake have a little stash, but I don't know. I don't like really have hairs there. It's just like darker. And then I have a little bit of blemish marks on the side of my cheeks, so I'm going to go have a color corrector there. Then I'm going to be using NYX Liquid Illuminator, and I'm going to be using that on my cheek areas. Oh my god. That was so embarrassing. Now I'm going to be using just a little bit of aloe oil on my cheeks. This helps my face because I feel like it gets a little bit dry in the winter time. But in the summer, I do have really good skin. I just feel like I have bad skin in the winter. It sucks. And using a damp beauty blender, key, key, key. Using a damp beauty blender, just going to blend that out all over my face. Now I'm going to be going in with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 368, which is deep golden, and I am using matte and poreless. I love this foundation as opposed to the dewy one. Sometimes I like to use the dewy one in the summer because it gives me a very hydrated glow. So if you like to use that one, that's fine. This is just my preference. Some other good foundations, LA Girl Pro has a really good full coverage foundations if you're looking for some affordable options, as well as I love MAC foundations as well. So if you're looking for really good full coverage foundations, you can try those. You can also try Bobbi Brown. They have really good ones. And I'll just also leave some of the descriptions below. Now I'm just going in again with a damp beauty blender, blending that foundation out, hitting any of the areas I may have missed with my big foundation brush. I have a pretty small, like, head period. My forehead is humongous, and you guys know I hate my forehead. It's so big, but my face isn't really big, so I just try to get everywhere with that foundation and make sure it's real covered and smooth all along. Now I'm going in with my favorite LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Espresso. I use this literally every day. As you guys can see, I was like pushing to get it out of the tube. I just keep that really close to the front of your eye. You don't want to drag it too far because wherever you add the concealer to highlight your face is where a lot of the intention is going to be. You want to keep it small, keep it very centered. I do the top of my lip because, again, it's a little bit darker than the rest of my face, the bottom of my lip, and I'm going to also hit my chin and my forehead. And those are the areas that I highlight on my face. The key to highlighting is finding a shade that's best fit for you. You don't want to find a shade that's too dark or a shade that's too light. If it's too light, it will aid to getting a lot of flashback. If it's too dark, it's not going to add any highlight to your face. Now I'm going to be going in. You guys know I love me some BH Cosmetics. I just love them. They're just so affordable and they just work so well with my skin. I'm using just a brush. I don't even know where I got this brush from, guys, but just contouring that face. Make myself look a little bit skinnier. I wish I could do that to like other places on my body. Gotta look into that. But yeah, just going to go ahead and contour my face and make sure that I'm blending that in. The contour doesn't have to be as perfect when you first put it down because I'm going to go in with the concealer when I blend that out to clean it up. I'm just adding the contour wherever I see fit. And I'm using a shade that's a little bit darker than my skin complexion. Just had to check to make sure it was centered and perfect to see if there was any other places I would like to go ahead and contour. Adding some contour to your chin area does help you to get rid of that double chin. So if you want to contour down there, you can. It's not like a necessity. Now we're just going to go in, since we've blended out that contour, we're going to go in with our concealer and blend that out. Blend, 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 blend. Take your time if you see areas you want to clean up. As you can see, I'm now cleaning up the bottom of my contour. Just felt like it was a little bit too spread out. So I'm just putting a little bit of concealer underneath the contour and I'm going to blend that out using a damp beauty blender. This is probably why it takes me so long to get dressed and do my makeup, because I spend so much time dancing and like listening to music and stuff. I be in a zone, Just going ahead and blending that concealer. Now we're going to set it. Whatever song this was must have really been my song. Like, first of all, I can't even sing and I'm really singing my heart out. What is wrong with me? Now I'm just contouring my nose just a tad using the powder. Just wanted to slim my nose a little bit. I don't normally contour my nose like on a daily basis, but I think it really did justice for this look also. Yes, I'm still singing. Like, what? Yes, singing that heart out. Now I'm just cleaning up my contour just a little bit. Yes, after all of that setting goes, I'm just going to go back in and add a little bit more contour to my cheeks and sing my heart out while doing it. I don't even know why I think I can sing, because I know I cannot sing and I'm always singing. Even when I don't know the words, I just can't help myself. The music just gets to me. Adding more contour while I'm doing so, I'm just blending that in so my face looks a lot more natural, and the cleaning up I did underneath my contour blends in just a little better. Yup, girl. Yup, girl. Yup. Who do I think I am? And just go back in, dust away, blend your face. Don't spend more time trying to blend your eyeshadows than you do your face. After all that's said and done, all that blending and contouring, just go in with some blush and blush these big old cheeks. Blending the blush in is also important. The most important thing in makeup is blending. You want your face to look like a beautiful canvas that you just had fun on. Sometimes when I'm doing makeup, I always just go back and do the craziest things. So I went back earlier and contoured my nose like the slightest little bit, and then I just put some setting powder on it just to clean it up and make it look a little bit nicer. So now I'm just dusting that away, and my nose is so small, like it's so tiny. So sometimes I don't even like contouring my nose because how much more can you contour a small nose? Like it's already as tiny as can be, like so small. Now I'm going back with the Take Me to Brazil palette, and I'm using some of those same blues that I used earlier to line the bottom of my eyelids. And what that helps to do is bring some more dramatics to the eye, and I'm using a pencil brush to do so. So just go ahead and dip. And this is another thing where you want to use small amounts at a time. Don't put too much on your brush because you don't want it to get into your eyes or anything. So little by little, just go ahead and add some more pop to the bottom of your eye. Honey, we are almost done with this face. I'm just adding some black cream liner from e.l.f. to my waterline, and I'm just doing the bottoms. Just take your time. Your eyes will water. They might tear a little bit. Clean it up. I'm using a small black Inglewood brush as well to add that liner and trying to get my life. I make the ugliest faces when I do eyeliner. When I do makeup, period. I feel like I make the craziest faces. Like, ew, look at me. So after all that's said and done, we're just gonna go back, add some more mascara to our bottom lashes. And this mascara is from Maybelline. I love it, love it, love it. This is the same mascara that I used in my last video. I use it every single day. And y'all know I love to glow. Glow or go home. I am going to be using Fenty Beauty's Trophy Wife. This is my favorite highlight ever. Like, it's so pigmented. It just works so perfectly. I feel like on every single skin complexion, it just melts on your face. I love it. I'm going to be putting that on my cheeks, the top of my lip. I'm going to be adding a little bit of that underneath my eyebrows, and I'm going to be also hitting my nose. And what I love about this highlighter is a little really does go a long way. Like, I feel like I'm probably going to have it forever because I used the smallest amount. I literally just took the brush, tapped it on to the kit, and started putting some on my face. Like, a little goes such a long way that you really don't have to continuously swipe the brush across the top of the palette. Just place it on there and take it off, and you can see it's such a large difference on your face when you glow. Now going in with that same palette that I used in my last video, I'm going to be actually using the shade Moonshine, and this has a little bit of a pink pigment to it. I'm going to be adding that underneath my brows, and it just blends so well with this purple eyeshadow. Like, it's so cute. Like, I really do love it. After blending that on the top of my eyebrows, I am going to also be going and adding some to my nose, the top of my lip, and the corners of my eyes. You guys know I love looking like a disco ball. Like, you can never highlight enough. I also went back and added some to my cheeks, the top of my brows, and blending that well with the rest of my face. I just love highlighter. Of course, to finish up the rest of my face, I'm adding some of that same moonshine to the inner corners of my eyes, adding some setting spray, and adding your favorite lip. And here is our final look. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. This is definitely perfect for date night. And make sure you like, subscribe, share, and always catch the beat. See you next time.